previously serving on the Franklin County Court of Common Pleas. Justice Hawkins began his career as an assistant prosecuting attorney at the Franklin County Prosecutor's Office. He spent 13 years as a trial prosecutor, the last 10 years serving as director of the Office of Special Victims Unit, specializing in crimes of violence against women and children. He will be running for the Supreme Court in 2026. Let's give a warm welcome to Supreme Court Justice Dan Hawkins.
Hello, Union County. Darn best. I hope you don't mind, as the first and only member of Generation X on the Ohio Supreme Court, I needed to give a little due respect to the Hawks or Hawk Hogan and walk out with his theme music. So, rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. Listen, it's an honor to be here today. This is the third Farm Fest, and I gotta give you all credit. What an amazing event. This is one of my favorite events to come to every year. The amount of work that's put in, such a beautiful farm we have here. You're amazing chairwoman, Sarah. Great job, Sarah, as always, for putting this together. And all the workers who helped put this event together. So this is my third time getting to speak to you, but this year is extra special because this year, here at Farm Fest, this is my first time getting to speak to you. In the past, I've shown up here as Judge Dan Hawkins, candidate for the Supreme Court. But this year's different. This year I get to come to you because of your work and the work of countless Ohioans all over the state. I get to speak to you today as Justice Dan Hawkins of the Supreme Court. And that's because of your thinking. I'll tell you this, it was a lot of work because we saw a record amount of spending from out-of-state special interest groups who attempted to defeat us last year. And they try to defeat us because the extreme left always wants to take over our court system, right? Why does the extreme left want to take over our courts? They want to take over our courts because they want to politicize our justice system. They want to use lawfare as a weapon against the people, and they want to legislate from the bench because they can't get their progressive policies through the legislature. So they try to stick it in through our court system. And we know that's not right, that's immoral, that's unacceptable, and that's never going to happen here in the state of Ohio because of you. Now, the work isn't done because, again, I'm up again on the ballot next year. I run for election next year, and I already know they're coming back after us once again. The big Ramaswamy is going to be at the top of our ticket. We're confident, but I know they're coming after us once again. We all remember our old friend, Eric Holder, right? Eric Holder was President Obama's Attorney General. Well, now he runs this special interest group whose sole purpose is to go around and try to take over, win state Supreme Court all over the country. They did it earlier this year in Wisconsin, and he announced a couple of weeks ago that Ohio is his next target. But I know, because the people in this room and the work we're going to put in, that that's not going to happen. And that once again, just like we did last year, we're going to fight off these outside special interests who want to impose their values on our court system and who don't understand that Ohio values what we believe in, that judges should not legislate from the bench. Judges should believe in our Constitution, follow the rule of law, and protect the values that make Ohio great. I'm so blessed to serve you as your 164th Supreme Court Justice. I look forward to doing it for many years to come. Now, I've already I faced a career of death threats, harassment, and unfortunately we're already seeing it again. Constant online harassment, threats, letters that are sent in, phone calls, you wouldn't believe it. At one point, a couple years ago, during my time as a prosecutor, I actually had a hitman wanted to kill me one time, if you can believe it. True story. I was in my office one day at the prosecutor's office, and I get a phone call from this jailhouse informant who calls my office, and he says, Mr. Hawkins, this murder defendant of yours, he's been running his mouth in the jail, and I got some information for you, but it's some good news and some bad news. And I said, okay, well, what's the bad news? And he tells me, he says, well, the bad news is this guy, your defendant, hired someone to kill me. I said, it's like, what on earth is the good news? He said the good news is he hired me and I ain't gonna do it. But then we find out that this guy tried to hire all these other hitmen to kill me and all that stuff. So look, I bring that up for a point of reason. We've seen political violence in this country escalate to what it should never get to. And unfortunately, the left, because they can't win elections, unfortunately we're seeing more and more political violence on the other side. So now more than ever, we need folks in elective office who are willing to stand up, be brave, to say no to the mob, stand up to the mob, and continue doing and fighting for what we believe is right. As a Supreme Court Justice, my value, my oath is to the Constitution. I will never violate that oath to you. I will always protect your constitutional rights to make sure that Ohio, this state that I love, our state, will remain safe and prosperous for years to come. My name is Dan Hawkins. I am your Ohio Supreme Court Justice. Thank you all. God bless you all. God bless America.